to No Guilt, Just Growth. I'm Kristen Pomper, wife, coach, and corporate working mom of two. I help ambitious working moms stop running on empty and start building lives they're obsessed with, without the guilt or burnout. I'm on a mission to redefine what success looks like for moms. Because one thing I know for sure, it's not about putting everyone else's needs above your own. If you're ready to stop surviving and start thriving, you're in the right place. Hi, friend. Welcome back to another episode of No Guilt, Just Growth. I'm really excited about this episode because we're talking about something that's been showing up a lot in my house lately, and that's raising resilient, confident kids. And full transparency, the whole reason this topic's been on my heart is because I've started noticing something in Liv. And it's that she gives up really easily on things. And it's not like she's bored or distracted. It's when something doesn't go her way, when she's stumped, or when she can't get something to be perfect. She just throws her arms up, her little fists tighten, her jaw clenches, and she storms off. And she'll say something like, "That's it! I am done. Bad tower, bad coloring." And honestly, I'm not surprised in the slightest because that was me. And it sometimes still is me. I shy away from things that I'm not naturally good at. I avoid stuff that I don't excel at right away. And seeing those same tendencies in her, that frustration, that perfectionism, that almost it's like a belief that if I can't do it perfectly, I shouldn't do it at all. It's made me stop to think about how I'm showing up as her mom. Because more than anything, I want my kids to know that failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of it. That struggle doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. It means that you're growing. And so lately, I feel like I've been asking myself, how do I help her build resilience? How do I teach her to bounce back despite hardships or obstacles? How do I instill this confidence that she's capable of doing hard things and to persevere even when the going gets tough? So, if you've ever watched your child crumble when they fail, melt down when they lose, or quit when something feels too hard, this is the episode for you. As parents, we want to protect our kids from pain and struggle and disappointment. We want to make sure they never hurt, they never fail. We want to make their lives easier than ours. And that protection, I think it shows up as control. And the truth is, we can control so much. We can tie their shoes, solve the puzzle, clean up the mess, call the teacher, fix the friendship. But just because we're capable doesn't mean that we should. Because every time we step in, we shrink their capacity. When we constantly rescue, we don't make their lives easier, we make their world smaller. We rob them of growth, of the chance to learn how to handle that frustration, that discomfort, and failure. And when they don't learn to process those feelings in childhood, they grow up avoiding discomfort. They turn to distraction, perfectionism, or unhealthy habits to cope, like drugs and alcohol. That's why our job isn't to remove the hard moments. Our job is to teach them how to handle them. And that means relinquishing control. Way easier said than done. Because parenting, of all things, is, I think, the thing that we want to control the most because it matters the most. For most of us, parenting is the most important thing we will ever do in our lives. It's painful to watch your child struggle, to see the tears, the clenched fists, the disappointment. But every time you remove the discomfort, you remove their opportunity to grow. Resilience it isn't built in the absence of struggle, it's built through it. The more time our kids spend working through frustration, the higher their tolerance grows and the stronger their confidence becomes. So we should be working to increase their frustration tolerance, even if it's just for a couple seconds. I think this is so important in today's day and age where kids can get anything instantly. I even think about like the TV shows. When I was growing up, I just watched whatever was on TV. Now, if Liv wants to watch Bluey or Spidey and His Amazing Friends or Peppa Pig, any of it can be at her fingertips at any given time. Plus, when we jump in with these quick fixes, what we're really saying is, I don't believe that you can handle this. I don't think that you're capable of working through this on your own. And what's really scary is that over time, that becomes their inner voice. They learn to say, I can't handle this. I'm not capable. Confidence dissolves in the spaces where we overprotect. So, as hard as it is, we have to let them fail. Let them try again. Let them feel the sting of disappointment and then the pride of figuring it out. When our kids get stuck, our instinct is to give answers. But the goal isn't to produce perfect kids, it's to build problem solvers. We want to teach them how to think, not what to think. And we do this by guiding them with questions, not giving them the answers. An example I heard in another podcast was if your child wants to start a lemonade stand, instead of saying something like, let's sell cookies too, try asking, what do you think you could do to make yours stand out from the others? You're guiding their thinking, not dictating it. This really small shift, it teaches creativity and ownership and independence. And when they see their choices, their decisions leading to success, that's where confidence grows. Each small success becomes a building block of competence, and competence creates confidence. We need to help our kids become more competent, help them develop the skills, because we don't need confidence to do new things. We do new things to create confidence. We don't just want confidence for the sake of it. We want confidence so that we can go out and achieve the things that we want to do. But we create that confidence we're seeking in actually doing the things. Our kids, they need the reps, the practice, the space to take risks, to fail and try again. And what better way to practice in these like small incubated settings with us where we can guide them so that when the big stuff comes up, it's not unfamiliar. Because the reality is, we can't create a world for them where failure, struggle, and defeat don't exist, where their feelings of frustration, of disappointment, of hurt don't exist. But we can sit with those feelings and teach them that they're capable of getting through them. And doing that creates the safety that kids crave. Because kids can only take healthy risks when they feel safe, when they know they're unconditionally loved, seen, and supported. That's what gives them the courage to keep going, even when things are hard. I think the key thing here is empathy. And that doesn't mean agreeing or fixing. It means hearing them, seeing what they're going through, understanding what they're feeling. I've been naming and accepting the feelings by saying something like, babe, I can tell that you're really frustrated right now. Your little hands are in tight fists. Your face is all scrunched up. It's okay to be upset. It's okay to be frustrated. I'm right here. I'm here while you figure it out. When you can stay calm while they're overwhelmed, you're teaching them that their big feelings, they aren't dangerous. And if you can tolerate their distress, they'll learn it's possible for them to tolerate their own. What I've been trying to avoid is saying things like, you don't need to be upset, or it's not that big of a deal. That just dismisses the emotion and teaches them to shut it down instead of process it. And this is where I really need to lean in. I've got to get better here. I'm not a very empathetic person. I feel like I tend to say the latter, like, it's no big deal, Liv. It's just a puzzle, but something that I'm really working on. The other thing that I've been trying to do is model how I'd want her to react to the frustration, knowing that they watch how we talk about ourselves, how we react when we fail, how we handle frustration, fear, and imperfection. This is hard to do because I feel like there's not very many settings where our kids get to see us fail. But even just making it up as you go. Sometimes I'll be doing a puzzle with Liv and I'll just like over exaggerate trying to put the wrong piece into the wrong place and just kind of narrate that out loud to her. Saying something like, that didn't go the way I hoped, but I'm going to try again. Maybe there's another piece that goes here. Or I'm super frustrated right now, but I know I'm going to figure this out. And I'm hoping that that shows her over time that setbacks are normal and it's nothing to be ashamed about. And that it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to struggle. And that the effort is always worth it. And then the last thing that I've been trying, this is one of Dr. Becky's famous scripts, is did I ever tell you about the time? Something like, did I ever tell you about the time I was your age and I was scared to go down the big slide? I was afraid, but once I did, I felt so proud of myself. Stories like that help kids see that fear and courage can coexist, that bravery doesn't mean no fear, it means doing it anyways. None of this is easy. It's just not. I know how hard it is to watch your kids struggle. It can actually be heartbreaking. It triggers every instinct to fix, to protect, to rescue, to make it better. And also, here's the thing. Not only can you not fix everything, not only are you not going to be there in every situation where they're struggling or frustrated, but it makes it worse for your kids. And I think it's important to recognize that it's still okay to want to intervene, to crave that. I certainly do, because we can make it better. We have the capacity to do it. I think we can agree that it's hard to see someone you love struggle, but when they're struggling next to you and you can be there for them and to help them understand that those feelings, those emotions are just part of being human, they're not dangerous, they don't make you love them any less, that's a gift. That's love. So instead of removing the challenges, let's walk beside them while they face them. Because every time you let your child wrestle with something hard, every time you choose connection over control, you're helping them build the belief that I can do hard things. And that belief, that's what creates resilient, confident kids and courageous, capable adults. And maybe, just maybe, we can become a little bit more resilient right alongside them. That's what I've got for you today. I hope you enjoyed listening to this episode as much as I enjoyed creating it. If you felt seen or heard, do me a solid and write a review for the show. It would mean so, so much to me, and it helps other moms get this message. Thanks for being here. I hope you have an amazing week, and I will talk to you in the next episode.